are new to the school. And so I figured, you know what, let's go over this just so you can see what I'm actually looking for. Okay, so one of the reasons why MAC and other schools and other districts really like the ABC paragraph is that it centers your writing around evidence. Okay, what I get a lot of the time is a one sentence answer, and sometimes it's correct, and that's awesome, but you're not showing me really how you got that evidence. And so it's really, guys, it's really the same thing as a math class. Okay, sometimes your math teacher asks you to show your work because they want to see how you got to the answer. Okay, they want to make sure that you are doing it in the right way. And so that's the same thing with history. We need to see your reasoning, and even more so in history, because if you just give an answer and you don't back it up with evidence, it's really just an opinion. Okay, you have to ground it in the truth. You have to ground it in evidence, or all it is an opinion. So, guys, we've got this prompt. We're going to pretend that Mr. G is asking this. I know it's ridiculous, but this is actually a pretty controversial question. Is a hot dog a sandwich? People have a lot of opinions on this, and so I figured this is probably a pretty good one to do. Okay, so the very first step in an ABC paragraph is I need to answer the question, and I want to take a second to talk about that. Sometimes when I ask for an ABC paragraph, I get an answer that is correct, but they also pick the other side too. Okay, they do not take a stand. You have to pick one side of the fence or the other. If you don't, then your argument looks really weak. And so I need to pick a side. So Mr. G is going to pick a side. Okay. So a hot dog should be considered a sandwich. I just answered the question. So first of all, okay, I have my thesis, my argument, a hot dog should be considered a sandwich, but right now that is an opinion. I need to back this up with evidence. So we're on to number 2, right? Generally, when we are in class and I ask for an ABC paragraph, it will be after we have read a primary source. We've read something from the textbook. We've read an article. Maybe we watched a video, something along that line. And that is what I want you to use for evidence. I want you to pull something from that source. I don't really have that with this question. And so what I did is I went online and I Googled definition of a sandwich. And according to Merriam-Webster, okay, a sandwich is 2 or more slices of bread or a split roll having a filling in between. And so that is going to be what I use for my evidence. Okay, I'm going to use that definition. Now, this is what I usually get from y'all when you want to add a quote. You do something along the lines of this: 2 or more slices of bread or a split roll having a filling in between. And then you leave it at that. And so what we consider this is called a hanging quote. And this is the worst thing that you can do for your writing, is just put a quote and not support it at all, not give it a hand. And the thing that always kind of comes into my mind when I think of a hanging quote is that this poor quote is hanging on to the side of a cliff, and the only thing that's going to save it is you give it a hand and you pull it back up the cliff. And so what I mean by that is you have to embed it into your writing. Okay, so I'm going to do that because I don't want to do weak writing. So for example, if we define a sandwich according to the Merriam-Webster definition of a sandwich, or sorry, let me back up. That a sandwich is 2 or more slices of bread or a split roll having a filling in between, then a hot dog must be considered as a sandwich. Okay, so now I have backed it up with evidence, but I'm going to show you that I've done a couple things here. So for one, I've got a transition phrase, which is going to allow me to get into my evidence. I have actually cited the source that I'm getting, but I didn't say according to source 1 or something like that. Okay, something along that line. But I am saying, hey, this is where I'm getting my definition, right? I am citing my source. Okay, maybe it's a person that we're going to look at. So maybe I get a quote from somebody. I'm going to say that person. Okay, then guys, okay, I'm going to embed my quote. So it's that quote right there. And then I am actually writing on and showing how this quote is connected back to my answer. Okay, but now I need to once again kind of explain why this works with my answer, that a hot dog should be considered a sandwich. Okay, as a hot dog consists of a sausage topped with a sausage topped with vegetables and condiments, stuffed between a roll. It clearly fits into that definition and deserves to be recognized within the sandwich family. Okay, so guys, all together, this is my ABC paragraph to my prompt. Okay, is a hot dog a sandwich? A hot dog should be considered a sandwich. For example, if we define a sandwich according to the Merriam-Webster definition, that a sandwich is 2 or more slices of bread or a split roll having a filling in between, then a hot dog must be considered as a sandwich. As a hot dog consists of a sausage topped with vegetables and condiments stuffed between a roll, it clearly fits into that definition and deserves to be recognized within the sandwich family. Okay, I have completed all the parts of the ABC paragraph. So I have my answer. I have my evidence. And I have connected it back to my answer. That is what I'm looking for, guys. What I usually get is something along those lines. Okay, you're just giving me the answer, and that's not good enough. Okay, this is what I'm looking for. Okay, I need to see your evidence, and I need to see how you are reasoning with that evidence and how you're connecting that back to your answer. Okay, so guys, this is what I'm expecting in the future. I will continue to try to help you get to this point. Okay, we're going to continue to learn more and get more evidence, but this is how we should be writing in the future.